Hey there, Cancer, and welcome back to Unicorn Tarot for your mid-month reading. This is going to be a reading for August 15th through the 31st, and we're going to take a look at your past, present, and near future energies. Also, Cancer, if this reading resonates and you'd like to book a personal, make sure to check out the description box below. And of course, if you enjoy what I do and you want even more free readings, make sure to subscribe to my email list. I send out free extended readings every Monday only to my email list subscribers. You can't get these readings anywhere else. Okay, main energy for your reading is the Nine of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, you get the Ten of Swords. There was definitely an ending here. It was painful, it was difficult, and now you're single. And you're showing me, you know what? I'm single and thriving. You're focusing on yourself, you're prioritizing yourself, you're really doing your own thing, you're making yourself the center stage. And honestly, I'm here for it. The person that you're dealing with could be any sign. The main ones that I'm seeing are Aries and Aquarius, but obviously they can literally be any sign. In the recent past, you get the Star, the Five of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. You have a deep, deep desire here, but you're very, very conflicted about whether or not that desire can actually happen, can actually come to fruition, because there's a lot of inconsistency here. So either you have no follow through in terms of like, I want this, I'm going to make it happen. More than likely, though, the person that you're dealing with is very inconsistent. They're very hot and cold. They're very in and out. You're getting mixed messages, and that sends you into this space of internal conflict where it's like, okay, what do they want? What are they feeling? Like, you know, what am I supposed to do with this? So yeah, we'll clarify and see what this conflict is all about. In the current situation, you get the Emperor, the Eight of Cups, and the Two of Pentacles. You're very confused, right? You keep bouncing back and forth between one thing and another, but the whole time you're just emotionally detached. You're not really feeling anything. You're not really connecting with anything emotionally, because you're coming from a position of, I feel better, I feel more in control when I don't feel, right? Something is difficult, something is painful for you, and instead of you like dealing with it and feeling it, because obviously those feelings hurt, you're like, nope, just not going to feel anything. And I mean, honestly, it seems to work for you this month, or this reading, sorry. In the near future, you get the Six of Swords, Two of Wands, and the King of Swords. You're waiting. You're waiting for something. I don't know if you walked away or your person walked away. I feel like your person's the one that walked away. And you're showing me I'm waiting because I know something. It's not I hope, it's not maybe, it's I know something. So we're going to see what it is that you know is coming in the near future, because you're literally just waiting for it here. Interesting, Cancer, you little clairvoyant you. Let's take a look at the main energy, which is the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is clarified by the Eight of Swords, the Death, and the High Priestess. Yeah, there was an ending here. Remember, you got the Ten of Swords at the bottom of this deck. You get the Death clarifying this. You're single. Something ended. This connection ended. Now, I see that what's really causing you to spiral, what's really sending you up in your head and kind of like a little bit into freak out mode is the fact that you and this person, no contact. There's radio silence here. You're not talking, you're not communicating. It's literally both of you are not. There's no flow of communication. You're still energetically connected to each other, but communication-wise, nothing. You don't hear from them, they don't hear from you, and that really is what causes you to spiral here. It's not the ending, it's not that you're on your own, it's the fact that you don't hear from them, you don't know what's going on with them. Yeah, I feel you, Cancer. I feel you. Let's take a look at the Star in the recent past. Star is clarified by the Ace of Swords, Two of Wands, which you get again in the near future, and the Lovers. You want this connection back. You're showing me, I know what this connection, and again, this is in the recent past. Could be different in the current situation. You're showing me, like, I know what this is. I know how deep of a connection this is. I know that we are the Lovers. The Lovers is not just, oh, you and I kind of like each other. We're friends. You know, we dated for a week. It's a deep, intense soul connection. And you know, you're showing me without a shadow of a doubt, I know that this is what this is. I know that this is what you mean to me. And I know that this is what this connection is. Even though we're separated right now, there's like an actual physical gap between us. I know that, you know, you and I are the Lovers, and I want us back. I want the Lovers back. I don't just want to be friends with you. I don't just want to hang out with you once in a while. I want us to be the Lovers. All right, let's take a look at the Five of Wands in the recent past. Five of Wands is clarified by the Ten of Swords, Queen of Wands, and the World. So, in the recent past, you're very conflicted because this connection ended, and then your person is out there looking like they're having a grand old time. The person is showing up under the Queen of Wands energy, right? And again, I don't assign gender to my cards. This person's out there, they're going to parties, they're having fun. Maybe you even saw them dating other people. Like, they do not look like they're suffering at all. They do not look like they're having a hard time at all following this ending. And you're just literally sitting here in this energy of like the 10 of Swords in the world. This ending, it ended, it sucked, like, you know, you're bummed out, but then this person is just kind of like, you know, I'm great, I'm fine. Again, this is all appearances. I don't know if this is actually how they feel, but this is the energy that they're showing up in. And that really throws you into, excuse me, into this internal energy of like internal conflict. Like, did they care? Do they not care? How are they so fine with this? How are they not going through the pain of what I'm going through? Do they feel what I feel? Do they even, you know, miss me? Do they want this back? So there's a lot of like questions in the recent past for you. Let's clarify the Knight of Wands in the recent past. Knight of Wands is clarified by the 9 of Wands, the 5 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Pentacles. So your person is out there having a ball. You try to match that energy. I don't feel like you're trying to just like one up them, but you're like, okay, well, if they're having fun and they're going out and they're dating, I'm going to do the same thing, right? It doesn't feel as good for you. There's a lot of resistance in you doing that and going out there and being under this Knight of Wands energy, right? Like, you can. You're obviously very attractive. You're very, like, your energy is attractive. You're physically here in the 3D world attractive, but there's this resistance. It's almost like you feel like you're just doing this just to do it, but there's this like constant emotional wall you keep hitting where you're like, I don't want to do this. I'm only doing this because I miss my person. And all I really want is to get back to this place of balance and equal give and take with them. I don't want to be dating other people. I don't want to be hanging out with other people. I want to be with them. I want to get back to a good flow with them because I miss them. Not this other random person that I'm meeting at the bar right now, or me going out on dates because my person seems to be doing that and it seems to be working for them, right? So you're just kind of like, you tried it, but it seems like the more you go out and try to interact and mingle with other people, the more you're just like, no, but I miss my person. Let's look at the current situation. Start off with the Emperor. The Emperor is clarified by the Temperance, the 10 of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. So what you're doing in the current situation, you're like, look, I know that me and this person, we've had a long-term relationship. This connection is not over. You're energetically still connected, so you can pick up on their energy. You can sense where they're at. You can sense what they're feeling. So you're like, I know that we're going to get back together at some point because this is a connection that's going to be in both of our lives for a very, very long time, if not forever, right? But there also needs to be some sort of a balance here, and I cannot keep pouring all my energy into this other person and not getting anything in return. So what you're doing in the current situation is you're focusing on yourself. You're really taking a moment to give yourself TLC, what you want, what you need. And this could be like, you know, journaling, meditating, going to the gym, maybe getting a nice little shopping spree, whatever it is that you need to really fill that light within yourself. So I don't know why I keep like having an inability to speak. Every so often I just choke. But yeah, you keep trying to like fill that light within yourself. And that's what you're doing to be able to restore balance. Because what ends up happening when, imagine it's like a scale, when you keep pouring all of your energy into this person, right? There's nothing left here. And so you're like, I kind of need to balance it out where it's like, I'll give a little to this connection and restoring it, but I also give a little to myself and focusing on my needs and my desires. Very nice, Cancer. Let's take a look at the 8 of Cups in the current situation. Eight of Cups is clarified by the 3 of Pentacles, the Star, and the 3 of Cups. You got the Star here in the recent past. So you want more than anything to reconcile with this person. You're showing me, like, if I were a genie and I came up to you, I was like, Cancer, you get one wish. You're like, I want a reconciliation. I want this connection back. And you're not even showing me like, oh, let's be friends reconciliation. Nah, you're crystal clear. You're like, I want romantic reconciliation. I want us to get back together. That's what you want more than anything. You also want to rebuild this foundation between the two of you. You're not just about like, oh, let's just snap our fingers, pretend like everything's okay, and get back together. You're like, we need, like, whatever happened between us, which caused a crack in the foundation, which caused this connection to not work at some point. Let's rebuild that. Let's fix that. Let's have a solid foundation, and then we can move towards a reconciliation. But you're also showing me I'm not putting all my emotional eggs in this basket, because obviously there is a chance that that's not going to happen. There is a chance it's not going to work out. There is a chance that your person either doesn't want what you want or they're not matching your energy, right? And so you're showing me there's no guarantees. So I'm not about to put all my eggs in this we're going to reconcile and rebuild basket, and then I end up getting disappointed and hurt in the future, right? You're being very logical, very practical about how you approach this, which I like. You know what you want, but you're also very much aware of, like, statistically, is it likely to happen or not? Let's look at the Two of Pentacles in the current situation. Two of Pentacles is clarified by the Magician, the Seven of Wands, and the Sun. There's a little bit of you bouncing back and forth here between I know what I want, but maybe it's not going to happen, but I still want it, but there's so much resistance that I'm getting from this person, but I want to be with them because they make me happy, but they're also not matching my energy. It feels like I'm walking, like I'm dealing with an uphill battle with them all the time. So there is a little bit of bouncing back and forth in the current situation. What's going to end up happening to you is you're going to get some clarity on where you land, right? Because today, like right now, some days you wake up, you're like, okay, I want them back. I want them back. Other days you're like, but they're not giving me anything. I keep dealing with resistance from them. Why am I the only one trying to fix this? And then, you keep bouncing back and forth. Eventually you're going to get the clarity that you need to decide either I want this back and it's going to happen, or there's too much resistance. This person's not matching my energy. It's just time for me to walk away. But right now, in the current situation, you're still bouncing back and forth. You haven't decided one way or the other. Let's look at the near future, see what the Six of Swords is all about. Six of Swords is clarified by the Five of Wands, Three of Swords, Eight of Wands. Yeah. So there is communication happening here in the near future. Okay. You're going to hear from your person. You and this person are going to talk. And I don't feel like it's superficial communication either. Usually I'll get like the Page of Wands along with this type of energy, where the person comes in with very immature, very childish energies. That's not what I'm getting here. You and this person are going to have a conversation. The problem with this conversation is that it's going to throw you into like even more of an internal conflict, because you're going to sit there with this energy of, is this person just, how do I explain this? Is it easier to just like walk away from them and deal with the emotional pain or not? And so the best way I can describe this, it's like you're talking to this person, you're getting some feedback from them, but it's not clarity. It's like we're having a conversation, but at the end, you're still very much as conflicted as you were before we had this talk. And so you are entertaining this idea in the near future of like, maybe it's just better to just deal with the pain, suck it all up, right? And just move on. You don't want to do that, but you're entertaining that idea because it is very frustrating communicating with this person. Like, you literally end up with more questions than answers every time you talk to them. Let's clarify the Two of Wands in the near future. Two of Wands is clarified by the King of Cups, the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and the Hanged Man. Your person's got an ego on them, okay? They do. They really do. But you know what they're like when their ego's not there. You know what they're like when they're emotionally vulnerable. You know what they're like when they know how to communicate with you. They're amazing and they're incredible. And they have been, at least in the past, there have been times where they express their love to you and they literally offer you their cup of love openly and willingly and just amazing, right? And you're showing me right now I'm dealing with the King of Pentacles, somebody who's stubborn and just difficult to deal with and like a brick wall, and like you're not getting anything from them. And it's literally like you're trying to communicate with them and you just get like wall after wall after wall. And it's very much like my way or the highway. So sometimes they'll text you, sometimes they won't. Sometimes they'll call you back, sometimes they won't. Sometimes they'll leave you on red for a week, sometimes they won't. You're waiting for that point where they get unstuck essentially and they get out of their own egotistical energy and they go back to being that emotionally open, emotionally vulnerable, communicative person that is coming from a loving place. But they're frustrating. They're so frustrating. They're very difficult to deal with. Whoever you're dealing with, this is not an easy energy at all. This person does not go with the flow. They're not chill. They're not vulnerable. And I'm not saying they're always like this, but in the near future, they're definitely like this. They're very difficult to deal with in the near future. Let's look at the King of Swords. King of Swords is clarified by the Five of Cups, Four of Cups, and the Strength. Yeah. You know you need to make a decision, judgment, bottom of the deck. You know you need to decide what to do with this person. But there's also a lot of like the past between the two of you where you're like, I don't want to give up on the past, right? But on the other hand, there's also some negative aspects of that past. There's a lot of things that happened between you and this person in the past which have left a bitter taste in your mouth. Like it's not all great, right? This person can be amazing and you guys did have really good times, but this person can also be very, very difficult. And the way things ended, the way things unfolded, like this person really sucked throughout this whole ending. And it bums you out because you're like, I want the loving person. I don't want the person that I'm getting right now. I don't want this difficult, harsh energy. But that's all you're getting. And so you're like, okay, well, I need to decide what I do moving forward. Do I just keep waiting for the loving version of this person to come back and hope that they come back? Or do I just say F it and pack up my bags and just like leave? As much as it'll cause me a lot of emotional pain, maybe that's what I should do. You're not deciding one way or the other. You're just showing me I know I need to decide, but it's very difficult for me to make the decision at this point. Let's see what the universe wants you to keep in mind for this reading, Cancer. From the universe, you get the 9 of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the 5 of Swords. When you and this person are good, right? It's really good. The energy flows and the love goes both ways. And despite all of this, you're showing me, I know that what I feel for this person, they feel for me. Even though they're not communicating that, even though they're not showing me that, I know that they love me just as much as I love them. Okay? And holding on to that thought gives you a lot of emotional fulfillment. It kind of like lets you hold on to hope, where it's like, we're still energetically connected. I know how they feel for me. I know they still love me. But there is an energy here, Cancer, and I have to be honest, of you kind of lying to yourself, right? Where you're almost holding on to the potential of what this person can be, right? Because you've seen them in their best in the past. You've seen them when they were so affectionate and loving and all of that. But there's also an energy of you lying to yourself and being like, oh no, that's the person I'm dealing with, right? Like, I'm dealing with the loving person. It's just right now this person's going through a hard time and that's why they're being so difficult and harsh towards me. When in reality, maybe you're just dealing with the authentic version of this person, right? There's this saying, I don't know where I heard it, but it's like you don't measure a person when they're at their best. You measure them, like you see their true colors when they're at their worst. And this is what this person's like at its worst. Like this person is harsh, they're cold, they're detached, they're difficult to deal with. And so there's almost this energy of you being like, no, this isn't who they really are. And the universe is like, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. But maybe you need to take off your little rose-colored glasses and just be like, okay, this is who I'm dealing with right now. Is this what I deserve? So yeah, you're going to have to answer that one on your own, Cancer. I don't know. But that is what I have for you. I hope this reading helped. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll see you here on the next one.